Afua, thank you so much for joining us. Now, in what areas is the military pause happening in Gaza?
Pause that was announced yesterday is taking place in El Mawasi and then in the central area of Deir el-Balah and then in northern Gaza City as well. These are all densely populated areas, and this is to allow the UN and other organizations to deliver aid that is so urgently needed in that area. Aid is food and medicine. Now, Israel's military has claimed that it will continue to support humanitarian efforts alongside ongoing maneuvering and offensive operations against terrorist organizations in the Gaza Strip. Now, it's the second of these pauses that we've had over the course of 48 hours, I would say. Now, we have to remember that these pauses on the ground don't necessarily guarantee people's safety. There was an airstrike yesterday in western Gaza City, and Israel had declared that there would be a designated pause there an hour earlier. So Israel saying that there is a pause, the IDF saying that there is a pause to allow aid that's so desperately needed to get in. But like I said, it doesn't mean that war has stopped, that there is a ceasefire, and that Gaza is safe.
So then what's the latest from the United Nations on ground?
Well, yes, the United Nations have been talking this morning basically about how difficult it is to get aid into this area of Gaza. Basically, they're saying that people in Gaza, 1 in 3 people haven't eaten for days in a row, and that includes humanitarian workers, UN workers, as well as journalists. Talking to teams on the ground, the aid that is getting in has been described as a drop in the ocean. So the next few days are being described as make or break. Once you pass a certain point in a famine and starvation, there is no return. So these next few days are very important to make sure that Gaza doesn't get to that point of no return. The United Nations need the pauses to last for a week or so to be able to get the aid onto the places that it needs to go to and to help the people who so desperately need it. The UN are saying that the plan is to reach everyone in Gaza in the next couple of weeks, but to do that, they need border crossings to be open, they need permits, and they need security to be able to operate. The UN also wishes that the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation would distribute aid in a more principled and humanitarian way.
Okay.
And of course, that involves not killing civilians who are queuing up for the aid that they so desperately need.
Thank you so much, Afua Hagan, for sharing these details with us.